Hi everyone.
Hi guys.
Hope you're all doing great.
Hope you're all well.
Just for clicking on the video.
Just for clicking on this video.
So I've got Christina Macy here. She's having a few problems with the local community and what's happening regarding her flying. And I'd just like to give her the opportunity to explain herself properly to all these horrible people. Okay, so yes. So I've always enjoyed flying. I qualified to become a club pilot back in 2009 in Shropshire, where I did a 9-day course with a qualified instructor. Then subsequently I've flown in a lot of places in Europe, South Spain, Greece, Turkey. But unfortunately I suffered a really bad accident in Algodonales in south of Spain around 2012, and I was in hospital for a few weeks in Cadiz. But it kind of embroiled me in a bit of a legal battle with the BHPA, which caused me to kind of become disassociated with them. But when I moved up into the borders, it always was there in the back of my mind to fly again. And I've had the opportunity of finding a beautiful spot to fly just at the back of where I live. And I've developed it over 3 years. I've been flying
3
there.
years.
Never really been a problem. I've
3
always
years.
landed either in the school field at the back or in the cow fields. I've spoken to the farmer in the cow fields, who's lovely.
Yeah, it's a massive passion of hers.
Yeah, but just recently there's been a contingency of hatred which has been brewing into hysteria,
Always comes
which is
from
kind of
below.
like reached boiling point at the moment. I've got footage of landing in the school and the school kids coming out of the playground and surrounding my wing, to the teachers coming over and being lovely, asking me questions about flying and everything. And I've actually got them in the video, and I put that on my YouTube, which I've still got unlisted. And I had the police come round and tell me, oh, there's some parents' complaints that you've put the images of their children on YouTube, which I fully understood. So I took the video off public platform. And that was like a couple of years ago, a couple of summers ago. And yeah, hundreds of flights from Rocky, no problem at all. But a few weeks ago, I landed in the school just as the school was emptying, and didn't actually fly over the school, flew around to the football pitch, landed on the football pitch, and had 2 teachers come over and sternly tell me that some of the parents were concerned, and can I not fly when the school's on? Which for me, it's basically takes up a massive chunk of the week. You only get very small little opportunities to fly on Rocky because it's a tricky place. And by taking away the ability to fly when the school's on, it kind of massively reduces my opportunities to fly. So I kind of heeded the advice and thought to myself, okay, I won't land in the school, but I'm not going to stop flying on Rocky because, like, it's my place,
It's
my
your
special
place, isn't it?
And a few weeks went by. I think I did a few flights there where I landed in the school, but the school wasn't on. It was perfectly okay, just top to bottoms kind of thing. Just 6-7 minute flights. And unfortunately, on this one occasion, about like a week or so later, I took off from Rocky and tried to connect with the lift band to stay up, and entered into some wind shear near the hill fort over the forest. And my glide slope was so steep as I was coming down that I couldn't actually make it away from the school field and land into the cow field. So for the safest option, I made a very controlled landing by coming into the side of the school, like, and into the football pitch at the back. Made my way to the corner of the field, then made my final approach, so I got the long landing strip and landed right at the back of the school field.
And this lovely little toddler comes
Aw.
over with his nan and wanted to see the glider. So I showed him,
Basically
showed him
inspired
the harness. Said, I picked my harness up. Said, do you want to sit in and stuff? And he was that small, he couldn't even talk, but it just gave me a buzz that I actually inspired him, that he came over. Then all of a sudden I see this school teacher pounding over, and I think, oh, here we go. So I turned my camera on. And he's, oh, we've told you not to land here again. We've had to get the kids in 20 minutes early from lunch break. I'm like, it's just totally ridiculous. It's basically installing fear into these children.
Fear and loathing.
I mean, I've just come back from Aldernez in Turkey, where everybody lands on the beach. We fly right over the tops of the hotels, virtually touching the hotels with our feet, and land on this little strip, and there's like 60 gliders in the air. I mean, heaven forbid any of those poor children ever go on holiday there. I mean, they've been damaged for life by the installation of so much fear into these horrible teachers. And it's not as if the school field at the back of the school is private. It's a public field where the locals walk their dogs. There's always men walking big Alsatians. And I've seen campaigns where the school children have put up posters sort of saying, oh, stop putting dog mess in the fields and stuff like that. So it was always, I considered it as a public field, publicly accessible. So I stood my ground with this particular teacher, and obviously I said something that he didn't like, and he storms off. A few days pass, I think it's the 22nd, and this video is on my YouTube so you can see it. I go up to Rocky, it's in the week, and it's a beautiful flying day, and I had the most amazing flight where there's a pair of buzzards that nest in the forest, and I flew on the morning and didn't manage to sort of stay up, but I heard this buzzard because he always comes out when I fly near his nest, and I landed in the cow field away from the school, and I decided, I'm going to go back up there again. So I went back up there again, and this time I got lifted way above the takeoff, and the lift band was working so well. It was amazing, and this buzzard came out and he was flying with me and like doing the most amazing like stunts in front of me, like flying upwards, losing his airspeed, coming down with his talons out and then swooping by me. And he was like definitely playing with me in the air, and it was the most incredible feeling. Then I would kind of get too high and like head off towards the hill fort and the forest near the town and lose a bit of altitude, turn around, come back to Rocky, get back up again. And I did this 3 or 4 times. I was in the air for about 2 hours. Then finally decided that I'd land out into the cow field, a few fields away from the school. But I could see there was like activity at the school and stuff, and I didn't directly fly over the school, which is evident in the video. And the next day, the 23rd, I got up there again on the morning, and the wind direction was still in a good direction, but I didn't manage to stay up. It was just like I took off, didn't really connect with anything, then landed out into the cow field, a few fields away from the school. And I went to Peebles to meet my mental health nurse. Had a phone call from the sergeant at Peebles police station asking me where I was, and that 2 officers wanted to speak to me and if I'd been flying my glider that morning, which I said I had. And I got out of Hay Lodge and the police were by my motorbike and arrested me, put me into a cage and took me to Hawick for 9 hours.
It's terrible.
I was kept there, and I was interviewed and told that originally I was arrested for breach of the peace. Then by the time that got to Hawick, they changed it to abusive behaviour and reckless culpable neglect or something. And sort of in the interview, I told the police that I got the video footage of the flights, but they weren't really interested in watching them. And after the interview, they said that they're going to charge me with reckless or culpable neglect. And they've dropped the abuse thing because I wasn't abusive to the teacher. I just basically stood my ground. It's ridiculous. And
I've subsequently put these videos on YouTube so they all can be seen, and I've still got the footage of the incident like last year or the year before when all the kids came round and the teachers, but I'm not going to put that up onto
No, I
my
wouldn't put
YouTube
that
because
up
I was told
either,
not to, and I don't want to cause trouble, but I can show the court this, which I will. Yes, and I've woke up this morning to a load of hysteria on Facebook saying that I'm hanging around schools and I'm dressing in fishnets, like prancing around the schools, and that's some of the school kids have got pictures of me. It's kind of okay. I admit that maybe some of my photos are a little bit sexualized and stuff, but it's basically just me celebrating my
Freedom
body
of expression.
because I look
You're
after
not
myself
hurting
and I
anybody.
watch what I eat. I mean, I'm nearly 52. I mean, I think I look pretty good for my age, and I always try to help people with their nutrition and where they're going wrong. An incident recently, I posted something for People's High School that were doing something for diabetes, like making cakes or something for diabetes, which I put, I shared it onto my profile. And had the man come round my house telling me to take it off after his wife had called me a creep. She thinks they're a doctor and all of this abuse. One thing is a passion that I have for flying and nature, and that's never going to be taken away from me, no matter what these horrible, vile people say about me. It reminds me of the Kipling poem, when everybody hates you, don't give in to hate, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Well, thank you for that, Christina. It's so lovely, and hopefully that's got your point across.
Oh, thank you.
Bit, and I hope everybody just bloody wakes up and snaps out of it and just leaves her alone, and values her as a member of the community. I just want to say that all I've ever wanted in life is just people to say, oh yeah, that Christina Matey, she's okay, heart's in the right place, and just to be appreciated for who I am and to be allowed to express myself how I want to express myself.
Definitely.
I've got really bad BPD.
That's borderline
and
personality
stuff.
disorder.
And it kind of comes out a little bit, and being trans just makes it even worse. And I just want people to leave me alone and just to get on with their life and just stop being so fucking stupid.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I hope you watch more of Christina's videos and show her support when she's out and about. And we shall see you on the next one. Ta-ra! Mwah!